Because if we cannot even manage the process by which we identify those who will govern us for the next cycle, then it means that we are always going to be in a state of perpetual crisis.
That was attorney at law and leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, during a press briefing. The APNU AFC parliamentary opposition has been in a relentless push for the use of biometrics at polling stations, electronic voting, and new voters lists. But the government appears disinterested in pursuing these measures.
If we continue to have results that are not accepted across the board, we will create, unfortunately, the incentives for substantial parts of this country to disrupt the good governance of the country over the cycle of elections.
Hughes cautioned that there will be a general lack of trust in the electoral process, which may lead to additional acts of disturbance on a local level. The AFC leader recalled that Mr. Jack Dio, while in opposition, also pushed for the revision of the National Register of Registrants data, known as NRRD.
We need to make sure that the list is cleaned up so that the abuse that we had, where when you had sympathetic presiding officers to the opposition, allowing people who should not have voted to vote. We need enhanced biometric.
Additionally, Mr. Hughes urged the international community to pay attention to the problems overwhelming Guyana's electoral system that must be immediately addressed.
And I say to our international friends, the Americans, the British, the Canadians, the Europeans, the Caribbean states, and everybody else, that you issue a report after the 2020 disaster in which you said there should be a new list. We need a credible election. You know from your experience in other parts of this world that where there are difficulties with lists, that you're building the foundations, if you haven't constructed them already, for difficulties.
Antonio D reporting for the AGP Nightly News.